I cannot recall the number of times I've began a series of therapy sessions with somebody who felt that they had come in for one reason or the other, and we had to go back and tackle childhood trauma. We had to go back and tackle the mother wound, especially. It's happened way too often, and that's why when this year began, because this year is all about healing, this year is all about our mental health and taking it completely seriously and making it a priority, I made the decision to talk about the mother wound. I was able to share on my Instagram a lot more about the physiological and the psychological and the emotional and the behavioral aspects and results of having a toxic mother or having the mother wound, in terms of rejection, in terms of betrayal, in terms of lack of attachment, in terms of lack of nurture, in terms of injustice, and etc. Okay? So hi, my name is Eunice Mukimba. Welcome to Pink Amazon Therapy, this amazing little corner of YouTube where I'm able to share positive content, where I'm able to share educational content, and just all-round fan-filled 2021 is going to be our year type of stuff, okay? So I am a counselor, I am a life coach, and I'm a mental health enthusiast. I have had my own personal battles with a lot of the things that I share in these videos, and that is why I make the personal decision to do this, to want to help every single individual who comes into my site and want to help them heal. I want to make the world a better place. Okay, so basically, karibu sana, subscribe button if you've not subscribed yet, and leave a thumbs up. Okay, every time you watch these videos, just leave a thumbs up. Makes me feel good, and also it helps with YouTube, so that's really important. Leave comments, talk on the comment section. Tell me what's up, tell me your own personal experience with the mother wound. So in this video I want to tackle on the toxic mother and the tools of the trade of the toxic mother. I'll run through a few of them, and some of them I'll explain a little bit more. Some are very self-explanatory, and disclaimer at the beginning of this video, our parents are just human beings who are trying real hard to heal, for those of them who are trying hard to heal. And being a parent doesn't give you some type of license. There isn't a license, trust me. I'm a mom and I'm becoming a mom again to my second baby, and no, there isn't a license, there isn't an exam, there isn't some type of skill tests that we have to pass. We just get given this tiny little babies, and nature and God makes this decision and says, you know what, you can handle this. Okay, now what people choose to do with that contract is really important. Some people choose to grow and be the best versions of themselves for their kids, to set a great example. Some people realize that children will love you unconditionally, and that's really insane, and they take that opportunity to manipulate something beautiful. And that's who I'm talking about today, the toxic mother who takes the love the children have for their mothers, because children love their moms. Let me tell you one thing, is kids love their parents. Naturally, there isn't a kid in this world, even big kids, even adult kids, love their parents. It's a natural instinct, and that's why this relationship is so important, to find your own personal healing journey, irregardless of whether you get to have that apology or that confrontation or that change in the person's life. Okay, this is for healing. All right, so the toxic mother is known to have insane control issues. Now that is basically, for a lot of toxic people, their inability to know that you cannot control people, you cannot control what people are up to. It is not your place to control other people. Okay, now the toxic mother may use manipulation, guilt trips, whatever they have in their arsenal. Some are cruel and mean, and they have found a way to web themselves into their children's brains, and they're able to just do it, even by being mean. Some use politeness, some use material effects to control you. That happens. So don't go like, yeah, my mom is generous. No. If she is not allowing you to be you, if she's not comfortable with who you are as an individual, if she's not giving you the benefit of being an adult and making your own personal decisions without her taking it personally, then no, it is controlling and manipulative. The second thing is that toxic mothers do not understand boundaries. Now, I'm a boundary girl. I'm a boundary girl, and I love my boundaries, and I love other people's boundaries, and I keep saying I want to meet you where you're at, okay? And I want you to meet me where I'm at, all right? So I do not like people who do not understand that, you know what, I said no. It's not personal, it's just no, okay? So obviously a toxic mother does not understand the word no. They feel like no means I will try and convince you a little bit more about this situation, and I will not respect the fact that you're an adult and you are capable of making your own personal decisions. A toxic mother will not take no for an answer. A toxic mother will not accept the boundaries that you set for them. They're the type of people who can come into your home unannounced, or without complete preparation, without worrying about the fact that the toxic mother is the type of person when you're an adult, this person is in your life, they're even in your relationships, and you're wondering what's going on. I really thought past 18 we were over and done with this, but all right, I guess, and you know your boundaries, you understand your boundaries, and if you have set them and a mother does not respect that or has never respected that, that could be a sign of a toxic mother, okay? Toxic mothers do not take accountability for their actions. That is just a toxic person trait. It's always somebody else's fault. It's, oh my God, if you knew what I have gone through, if you knew the pain and the suffering, and I feel like that is the victim mentality is my least favorite thing about any single individual, because you using your circumstances consistently as an excuse not to behave right is inexcusable. It's inexcusable, and it just is inexcusable. So the toxic mother will always use her story, her sob story. Maybe she was a single mother, and you don't know how hard it is to raise children on your own. It's hard to raise children. I'm not negating that, okay? But it's a responsibility to this child, this contract that, parents make. They make between them and nature. They make between them and God. And the child does not request to be brought here. The child does not pick and choose who should be their parent, okay? And they cannot be held responsible for anything that happened in a life of a parent, of a grown adult, or whoever it is, right? So a toxic mother will use that. There's no accountability. It's either your fault or somebody else's fault. It's never their fault, okay? And even when they apologize, you always feel like somehow you ended up apologizing. If that is a situation that has found you, then you might be dealing with a toxic mother. They are never accountable. There's always a really good excuse for their behavior, okay? The toxic mother uses comparison. There is a triangulation factor I talk about in the narcissistic mother. Yes, here. There's a scapegoat. The scapegoat is the child who is probably a really bad reminder of what this person considers that they don't like about themselves. It could be about skin color. It could be about anything. I've never really understood the complete psychology, because it's always something different with a different parent, on why they choose one of their children to be the scapegoat and one of their children to be the golden child. But for the golden child, it could go either way. The golden child could spend years living in guilt, feeling bad about themselves, feeling like, there was so much pressure put on them and so much, to perform because they were used as extension of their mother's lives. And the scapegoat could suffer from low self-esteem, could be completely manipulated for the rest of their lives. The unfortunate thing about, the scapegoat is that the scapegoat tends to be the person who the parent relies on. It is the most confusing thing in the world, but it is what it is. Most of the times, because the toxic mother has manipulated and has ruined this person's self-esteem to its worst extremes, they use and misuse these children of theirs. And your children should have their own personal lives. Let me just tell you this is, and I know we come from the African culture where we're expected to sit down and just give back to our parents. But can I ask a question? If we are spending our whole adult lives giving back to our parents, when do we get to live our own lives? When do we get to have our own lives? Are we not entitled to that? Are we not entitled? Is a child not entitled to have their own personal life? Because now they're adults. I can't recompense every sacrifice that my mother did. I was raised by a single mother. I cannot recompense that. I cannot. And she was a single mother from when I was 1. So that's a very long time of recompense. I can't. And if I started now, it would mean what? I have at least 17 years to recompense for? And what do I do during those 17 years? Do I not live my life ever? So it's a contract that parents make, and this is what's really important. This is for anybody out there who is consistently, your boundaries have never been respected, you've been manipulated over the years, you've been treated like crap. There's been a lot of physical abuse, even a lot of emotional abuse, and you have felt that, okay, I cannot even have a conversation about this because my parents did so much for me. But here's the thing: food on your table, clothes on your back, education, all these basic needs, all these things that we ourselves are trying to provide for our kids, they're not things that you can recompense for. I cannot honestly in good conscience ask my son as soon as he gets of age or he gets a job of his own, what, now you owe me. Okay? The things that parents do for their children are meant to be an unconditional consent. They're just meant to be something that you agree to just do from the bottom of your heart as a parent. And your kids can't be held accountable for that. So I've mentioned the physical abuse, the emotional abuse, the insults, the comparison, the projection, and not, ever taking responsibility even during an argument and accusing children of what they are responsible for. Okay? Whew. The toxic parent is something that each and every one of us deserves to heal from. And I have shared a lot more detailed description about the toxic mother in the link below on my blog. And all I can say is you. And it wasn't fair how you were treated. It wasn't kind how you were treated. And you probably had a punch on your face or a slap on your face. And it wasn't fair. Alright? The next video will be about healing. That's exactly what I want to talk about. That's the more important element here. Now that you know that what happened to you wasn't fair, now that you know that what happened to you wasn't your fault, now that you know that what happened to you can be healed from, and you can reparent yourself, you can recreate your own history. I'll share that in the next video, and God bless you so much for watching this video until the end. If you have an experience with a toxic mother and you're trying to heal from that, please contact me for virtual therapy sessions. If you have a comment, a story, something else to add about a toxic mother or a toxic parent, just feel free. The comment section is pretty available. Just feel free and share with the community. We're not so many right now, but we will be many pretty soon. But at the end of the day, love and light to you, and God bless you. I know it got so deep there at the end, but God bless you, and I love you, and God loves you a lot more. And 2021 is the year of healing. We're no longer going to walk around without pain, okay? God bless you.